What's up, guys? How you doing? So real quick before I start, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the push notification button, just so like that you guys can keep updated with my experiences with the VA, experiences with getting out of the VA, and how I went about with my career and going back to school. So what I wanted to share today is depression. I remember when I got back the first time around from the initial push into Iraq, it kind of sucked. I was a reservist. I ended up joining the reserves, and with the reserves, you get called up. You do your time. You go do your active orders. With my active orders, what sucked was that you get back, and because unfortunate events, fortunately for me, I got to experience active duty. The sad part about that is that is the only thing I knew. So at 18 years old, 19 years old, 20, well, I was about to turn 20. It's the only experience I had. I didn't have no job. I had some schooling, but depression set in because I didn't have a plan. I had no plan on what to do, when I got back from reserves, even though I still had to report into my reserve unit. And it sucked because I spent the whole year at home. I ended up getting an apartment and everything like that, but I just spent the whole year not knowing what to do, being at home, not going out, no social events, no family gatherings, no hanging out with the guys, nothing. And it kind of sucked. And after that, I had close to 2 years on active duty, and I had 4 years left on my reserve contract. So I ended up finishing that out, and when I got out, by that time, I already had a job, a doorman job. It was a decent job, great if for those that, like the job, in New York, you could be making 70 to 90 grand, depending on if there's overtime or you have a good boss. But for me, it wasn't enough. I already had a combat tour under my belt. And I spent a year in Camp Lejeune, or Lejeune, however you want to call it. But for me, I felt like I needed more. So I ended up changing my mind. I ended up going back in for another set of active orders. I still had time in the IRR. Finagled something with the prior service recruiter. And I was trying to look for something that I was missing. And the answer to what was I missing was brotherhood. And at my doorman job, you don't get used to the civilian world when you get out. And I was having a tough time, getting used to it. You get frustrated. Anger sets in, frustration sets in, depression, and you tend to lash out a lot, So I ended up doing another stint. I ended up going to Iraq for a second time. When I got back, staff sergeant of mine, by that time I was a sergeant, staff sergeant of mine, best friend, great friend, gave me the advice of going to school. So I ended up going to school. And with that, I still wasn't prepared to get fully out, get out of the Marine Corps. So I figured I could try to multitask it. And at that time, I was trying to multitask a full-time job, full-time school, and active orders. I ended up getting another set of orders. By this time, with this set of orders, I think I made close to 4 years, or a little over 4 years on active duty. And to a lot of people will look at this as a bad omen, or just bad luck. I saw it as a sign. I ended up getting in trouble, and even though I got a slap on the wrist, it kind of just made it a little bit harder for me to want to continue a career with the Marine Corps, whether it was on active orders, active reserves, or however I wanted to play it out. Once you're out of contract and you're non-ob, you tend to do whatever you want with your career and play it however you want to play it. And I think it was IMA that I was with at the time, and I decided, you know what, let me just get out. So I got out. With that, me getting out only left me with school full time and work full time. So I finagled something with my job where my boss and I wasn't getting along, and I didn't want depression to set in like the first time around in 2004, after the initial push. And it kind of was the reason why I ended up doing a fourth set of active orders, which was the last one. And I decided, you know what, let me work something out in my favor, and push full through with school. At that time, there was a civil servant exam. I ended up taking it to become a firefighter with New York City. And I was told a lot in regards to brotherhood, that there's a lot of veterans in the fire department, and what you're searching for, you might find it there. So I decided to give it a go, and I did. Ever since then, that decision, yada yada, I didn't look back. And about 3 to 4 years ago, I kind of wanted to start this YouTube channel in regards to sharing my experiences with the VA, and sharing my experiences with getting out of the Marine Corps, and going about that. And actually, no, since 2013, so a little over 4 years ago, I wanted to start this YouTube channel and share those experiences. But I was too scared, I was worried about what others would think. And there was a social media influencer, a service member whom I follow, Staff Sergeant Yepes, and his motivational speeches is what influenced me to start the YouTube channel and want to help veterans out, and sharing my experiences, what loopholes I found, obstacles that I overcame, and how I became 100% scheduler rated, and the benefits that come with that, and other benefits that I applied for, and I currently have and am using. So along with Staff Sergeant Yepes, a few other Marines, such as Sergeant Nava, there's a Staff Sergeant, I think Luna, or Leader Luna, and these are the Marines that I started following, and they're motivating. I don't know them from a hole in the wall, but they're motivating, and I wish I had that mindset of theirs, and God bless them, to be honest, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have never started this YouTube channel, and sharing my VA experiences. I'd probably be one of those that still be scared to talk about my VA experiences, or talk about that I'm service connected, and be scared that I have a job, oh my God, you're disabled and you have a job, you're scamming the system. I'm not, and I've explained that 100 of times, and I will continue to explain that through YouTube channels and through the videos. These are benefits that are allotted to me, allotted to veterans, service members when they get out, and if it wasn't for these influencers, I don't think I would be doing this. But to be honest, I'd like to be able to help out a lot more veterans. It's not a great deal of numbers. Here and there, I get emails in regards to questions that veterans have, from all branches of service. And if I'm able to help them out, share my experiences, show them what they can do, think outside the box when they're filing claims or anything like that, by all means, that is the biggest self-worth of information that I love sharing with you guys, and it helps out a lot, it helps me at the same time, with wanting to share this information, it makes it a lot worth it, and it's become a hobby, it's become a hobby. Currently, this is my office. I tend to do a lot of my videos in my office, but let me leave you be with that information. Do me a favor, comment, like, and if you have any questions, hit me at CombatVetVlogger.com. at gmail.com. All right, guys, take care. Bye bye.